October 17th, Mighty Mac Week in Review. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. My name is Dave Molinaro. How are you? Sarah Pasternak's at student teaching. Kelly McNally has fall ball lacrosse practice, so I'm flying solo this week, but we're going to make it work. We're going to start off with women's tennis. With 2 wins this week, they clinched their 4th straight playoff berth. Headed into this weekend, they're going to be the 3 seed playing Marywood in the CSAC semifinals. Let's take a look. We're joined in studio today by a junior on the Immaculata women's tennis team, Susan Callahan. Suze, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, thanks for coming on. So the Mighty Macs right now, 8-2 in conference play. Playoffs about to start this weekend. We locked up the 3 seed. We're playing Marywood. What are your thoughts heading into the playoffs?
Hope for the best, honestly. I mean, throughout practice, we're just working on how to finish the point faster. Last time we played Marywood, we ended up, me, Annalise, and Kelly all ending in 3rd sets and tiebreakers. So the match was undecided till the end. We all unfortunately lost in the tiebreakers, but should be a good one.
It's going to be a good match this weekend.
Yeah, definitely.
You guys are coached by Coach Scott McTighe. Anyone who knows him at all or anything around the program knows his sayings. Can you give us any good quotes, any good Scott quotes?
Yeah, we have them written down. Let me pull out my phone.
On your phone you have them?
Yes, because they're great, and you have to love Scott.
Can you read 1 or 2 of them for us?
So we were at a match, and I'm pretty sure we were on the bus, and right as we were about to get off the bus, he told us, we have to mow them down today, like grass, John Deere style. And we all kind of just looked at him, and we were like, okay, Scott, we aren't sure what that means, but we'll do it, type of thing. And then he always asks us to be entertain him. So during one of our games, he'll always scream, are you not entertained? And we're just like, I guess we're not entertaining you.
Russell Crowe from Gladiator, yeah. Gotta love Scott.
Yeah, he's great.
And there's probably more. That we could do a whole show on just Scott quotes, but we'll move on. We now have Twitter Talk. We're bringing that back. So we got some questions. I tweeted out early this morning that she was coming on the show, and I got a couple DMs. We had to sift through the good ones, so we have 2. One is, I don't know if anyone knows, but you are a junior. This is your first year on the tennis team. How is it that you joined, this year, your 3rd year at Immaculata?
Yeah, it was kind of just out of nowhere. I haven't played tennis since 8th grade, and one night we were sitting in my apartment, me, Allie, and Hannah, and I looked at Allie and I was like, I think I want to play tennis next year. And Allie, immediately grabbed my phone, emailed Scott, and went from there. And then Scott instantly emailed me back. I waited a couple weeks, and then, I talked to my mom and talked to Hannah a lot, too, about it. And mostly was just like, all right, I'm going to do this. And then went to preseason, and I loved it.
Did you play for your high school team, or was it more recreationally?
No, I didn't play at all in high school.
Never played? Wow.
I honestly maybe picked up a racket once or twice throughout high school.
Wow.
Yeah.
And now you're one of the top players on our team, and you're about to, lead us in the playoffs this weekend.
Yeah.
The final question we have, do you have any pre-game rituals? Pre-match, I guess, for tennis. Pre-match rituals?
No.
Nothing interesting?
No. They all make fun of me because I'm the most ridiculous on the team. I kind of just yell at people, just yell their name, and they make fun of me most because during my matches, I tend to watch other people's matches. And they're like, Susan, get in your match. What are you doing? But no, other people's matches would probably be the only thing I consistently do.
I do remember. I was only at one women's tennis match. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Busy guy, a lot of things to do. But I forget who we were playing, but the coach for the other team kept just making little comments.
I know.
And you were talking to yourself. That's the one memory I have watching you play. Do you remember that match?
Oh, it was Stockton. Yeah.
That was funny. But I remember
I tend to talk to myself.
You were talking to yourself. You can tell you're one of the bigger jokesters on the team.
Yeah,
definitely the entertaining one. All right, Susan, thank you very much for coming in. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Volleyball dropped a non-conference match at Goucher by a score of 3-1, but bounced back with a 3-0 sweep of the Gwinnett Mercy Griffins to move to 4-2 in conference play in the hunt for their 3rd straight playoff appearance. They will travel to Cedar Crest on Tuesday and Marywood on Saturday while hosting Notre Dame of Maryland on Thursday. Let's kick it. Men's soccer was 2-1 in conference play before they hosted Rosemont on Wednesday and Gwinnett Mercy on Saturday. Two great games. Let's head to those highlights. Already leading by 1 goal, Alex Schuler from the back line sends this ball into the opposing box. Kyle Jumlon gets this nice little flick onto Mark Steinmeier, who puts it in the back of the net to give the Mighty Macs the 2-0 lead. Towards the end of the first half, Alex Noel heads a pass to Kyle Jumlon for the first goal of the day for him, as Noel and Jumlon were dominant, putting the Macs up 3 at the half. On to the second half, it was Noel back at it again from the middle of the pitch, threading this perfect pass up to freshman Nick Boulay, who tucks it in far post to give the Mighty Macs a commanding 4-0 lead. The Macs put the finishing touch on the win as Noel gets his third assist of the day to Kyle Jumlon for his second goal of the day for the Mighty Macs, giving them a 5-1 win over the Ravens. Now on to Saturday afternoon, the Macs hosted Gwinnett Mercy looking for their fourth straight win, and in the first half, Connor Guac Lindsay serves a free kick into the box. Pat Big Chip French rises up and heads it home to give the Mighty Macs a 1-0 lead. The Macs threaten for more late in the half as Michael DiOrio slips in behind the defense and hits this bouncing ball, but it sails wide, and the score remains 1-0 at the break. Now in the second half, Alex Noel puts the Macs in front by 2 with this team-leading 7th goal on the season from the penalty stripe, his second PK of the year. In the win, senior goalie Joe Lebonsky set the new school record for shutouts in a career as he makes the save here to preserve the 2-0 shutout victory. We're joined in studio today by Joe Lebonsky, the senior goalie on the Immaculata men's soccer team. Joe, thanks for coming in.
Of course, Dave.
The Macs are rolling right now, 4-1 in conference play, towards the top of the standings right now. Can you talk about the season up to this point and, you guys reaching your goals?
Yeah, so just right now we're in a pretty good spot, sitting, I believe, tied for third in the conference. Mm-hmm. We're looking to get into the playoffs, so hopefully we can squeeze out a few more wins in the last 4 games. Out of conference, we had a few setbacks, but we came back, worked on what we needed to, and were able to fix it.
Mm-hmm. And then the
conference game.
Yep. The big story this weekend was you got your 9th career shutout. That's now the school record, so you have the most in school history. Pretty cool. Can you talk about that moment when you got it, because you knew it was coming, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's been after the Summit game when we won. I was told that I had tied the record, so we were all looking forward to it. It was kind of a little bit of a letdown in that win against Rosemont with that late goal, mm-hmm. but I had good defense backing me up to help me get these shutouts. So
can't plan these things. Perfect segue. So we're doing this new thing. We're getting back to it last year. A little Twitter talk. We asked the fans to DM in some questions. You talked about your defense. So they want to stay anonymous, but question that we received earlier today: how much of the success of the team in general is loaded with that back line, the veteran play? They have you and Net, Alex Schuler, now great player on the team, moved to the back line. Obviously, Pat Friend, Matt Dunn have been starters all 4 years on the back line defense. So you 4 kind of leading the charge from the back. How big is that for you guys and your success this season?
I think that success comes from the 4 years that we've all been playing together, definitely. That's a big part. But we have incredible depth through the back line and the whole team in general to be able to call upon pretty much anyone we need to at any time in order to keep the flow going, and we know that they're going to perform in their spots when they need to be called.
Mm-hmm. And then one final question, then we'll let you go. Do you wash your apples?
Yeah, of course.
There we go. Joe Lebonsky, thank you very much for coming in. Men's soccer is tied for 3rd place in the conference and will host Cabrini on Tuesday. That's going to be a good one out at Draper Wall Stadium. Make sure you come out to that before traveling to Centenary on Saturday. And that was Talking Soccer. Field hockey lost 3 games this week to Delaware Valley, DeSales, and Keystone as they fell to 1-3 in conference play. The Macs will finally return home this week as they host Notre Dame of Maryland on Wednesday and their senior day on Saturday against Cedar Crest. Women's soccer was back at home this Wednesday hosting Centenary. Let's roll the clip. In the first half of a scoreless game, the Cyclones are on the attack, but Allie Tracy's there to slide in and erase this opportunity. Centenary would take the 1-goal lead midway through the first half, and they were on the attack again, but Tracy was there one more time with this close-in save to keep the game tight headed into halftime. Trailing 3-0 in the second half, Kerry Quigley gets free deep in the Centenary territory and rips a shot off. It's battered away, and the Macs would fall by final score of 4-0. The women's soccer team did bounce back with a 2-0 victory over Rosemont. Later this week, they're going to travel to Gwinnett Mercy and Marywood. A couple news and notes before we end the episode. We want to say thank you and congratulations to senior Mike Griffin and Coach Hugh Donovan, as well as many others who helped lead the Shooting for a Cure. It was this past Friday out on the outdoor courts, the 3v3 basketball tournament. A lot of fun, DJ, food, great basketball, and it did raise money for an awesome cause. So thank you everyone who came out for that. Also, Light the Night. I want to thank Barb Gallagher and Patty Canarino, as well as many others around the school community and in the athletics department. Over 160 student athletes, as well as lots of faculty and staff, friends of the IU community, went out for that great cause as well. Light the Night, always one of the best nights of the year. It's a good one. Thank you very much for tuning to this week's episode of Mighty Mac Week in Review. Alone today, my name's Dave Molinaro, and go Macs.